When we heard that there was an opportunity to do something through 1418 Now by commissioning an artist, we kind of thought, yes, our Composing with Care would be a great model to bring younger people together, our young professional musicians, and older people and their memories. The idea is that it was to commemorate the centenary of the First World War, and is in fact one of the commissions which have been co-commissioned with the support of 1418 Now. Then we needed a theme, and it took us a little bit of time to find one, and quite by chance I came across the North British Rubber Company and the fact that it had produced millions of pairs of welly boots for the troops.
The piece I wrote for Live Music Now is called A Castle Mills Suite, and when I was offered the commission, I thought this is the strangest commission I've ever been offered, because A, it was about the First World War, it's about a rubber factory in Edinburgh, which is the least romantic source for any composition I've ever taken up. But the more I got into it, I thought, this is quite fascinating. So the performers went into old folks' homes and collected recordings of memories of the parents of these old folk to do with World War I. I found very quickly I had designed the idea of 5 songs.
I think Geoffrey and I have been playing together about 5 years.
Yes, maybe 5 years. Yeah, I was actually in this home here, and we asked the residents if they had any memories, or if they knew of anyone who was involved in the First World War. We interviewed them and passed on the information to the composer.
It's a unique model that we've developed here, and it is about bringing together the young professional musicians of Live Music Now and the older people with whom they're working, because the older people there were very happy to share their memories with our musicians, and the composer John Maxwell Geddes really got a lot of very valuable material, and we can hear it in the piece.
They went to the homes and they collected thoughts, and I had several hours of things to listen to.
People were asked about memories of their parents and their families and other friends that may have been working and employed by the North British Rubber Company.
And that was quite fascinating, sort of distracting. It took me out in different directions. So I let that distill, as it were, in my head. And after this pre-composition stage, it boiled it down into this piece, A Castle Mills Suite. That's the finished product. I thought for this I would take the human aspects of war, the sense of loss. The first song is an idyll, and it's a young couple enjoying a summer picnic, but in the background the daffodils become bugles, a crow is seen in the scene. There are symbols which hint of what is to come.
Because we had so many performances of A Castle Mills Suite, we couldn't do it with just one duo.
The manuscript was taken up by 2 sets of performers, and they studied it. I asked if there were any questions. There were no questions, everything was clear. They were wonderful musicians, and of course all 4 of them were 2 singers and 2 pianists. They did their own interpretations of it, and I enjoyed every moment of it.
What's really quite interesting is that they've both come up with markedly different interpretations of it.
It's not like a cathedral that's cast in stone. It's something that is open to interpretation. The piece is only, this is only a blueprint. It takes performers to build the cathedral.
And so it was really interesting to see some of the text in the songs coming from the interviews that we had done before, and actually being able to perform it, having done the interviews as well.
It's very difficult to pin down exactly what it is about music that enriches people. It can transform lives. Even though someone is in a care home, it doesn't mean to say that they should be denied the benefit and the joy of live music as part of that life.
I think live music now is that great thing where your audience feedback is completely instant.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, if they don't like it, you can see that on their face. Some people might tell you.
Live Music Now is a very important organisation for young or emerging artists who are making their way in the music profession.
Their aims are terrific, is to get young performers a platform.
It's difficult coming out of college, conservatoire, university to get performance experience and to get training, and we give that kind of experience and support.
Live music now is very unique. We gain a lot of experience from this, from these different audiences, from being so close to your audience, from providing different kind of repertoire, and sort of on the spot thinking, okay, this isn't working, what can we change here? Changing the mood, interacting with your audience.
One of the things we've realised at Live Music Now Scotland is that although we are offering access to high quality live music to lots of people who wouldn't otherwise have that experience, we've not really been offering strategic access to contemporary music, to music of our time. And so that's why we're commissioning at least one piece of new music a year. This year, our 30th anniversary year, we've actually commissioned 2 pieces.
I think it was Hugh MacDiarmid, the great Scottish poet, who said that unless his poems were heard in the factory floor and in the fields, he would consider himself a failure. I don't write music just for the converted, as it were. I write music for people.
I think part of the point of the piece was to allow the older people in care the experience of having been part of something from long ago that has a contemporary relevance. So they were the first people to hear it. The reaction from those that contribute to it has really been quite varied. It's been very moving when they've heard and recognised their own contributions. There are real sounds of the war in there, and the sounds of the factory and the sounds of people's lives.
So some of the songs are really quite sad. I'd a mother mourning her son as if in a lullaby. And in fact, the words I used for the mother singing to her baby, who was actually a dead soldier. The accompaniment I used was somewhere between machine gun bullets on the piano, a sort of, or a drum roll. So that was all.
So they're hearing what they contributed, but it's coming back to them in a slightly different format.
Well, a lot of the residents have dementia, so when they have the music in, it brings back memories of when they were younger or places they went on holiday. Also, a lot of people have got disabilities, so they can't manage out on the buses, and taxis are expensive. So
I liked it all. It was quite enjoyable, and I enjoyed the variety, the opera singing and what would you call it, classical singing.
Put a lot of energy into it.
It's probably important to program things well. I just write honestly the piece that I want to write, and if it's programmed properly, that presents it well.
I do enjoy it because a lot of them can't hear. That doesn't stop them. clapping and tapping their feet. Quite a variety of people in here, and it's all been enjoyable.
So 1480 now is a national UK-wide programme of new art commissions to mark the centenary of the First World War, and the idea being that many people's ideas about the First World War come from the art of the time, so from the great poets and the great painters of the time, even from some film that started to emerge. So today we're commissioning new artists, contemporary artists, to give their viewpoint on events that have happened since those 100 years, and how we think about it today because of the stories and the tales that we've been told along the way.
We'll be hearing a lot about the First World War because of the centenary. I think 1418 now are funding various projects.
The reason that we went down the route of commissioning John Maxwell Geddes to write a Castle Mill suite was because of 1418 now and the Centenary Art Commissions programme that it has brought together. So we submitted our application, and of course we're delighted that it met with success, and even more delighted that the piece is just such a marvellous piece of music and really a very valuable addition to the commissions to commemorate the centenary of the First World War.
It's been a fascinating project. As I say, at first sight, it didn't seem the most romantic thing for me to do, but it stimulated my brain in new directions. And that's good at my age.